Hey friends, welcome to Busybody Flows. If you're here, it's probably because you're a busybody like me. And if you're new here and you don't know, my name is Ray. I am a full-time corporate girly. I also teach 5 yoga classes a week as it stands right now. I run for fun. Why? I don't know. And I love going to the gym. Also certified in group fitness, so I take a lot of group exercise classes to support my friends. And sometimes I don't have an hour to give to my physical asana practice. If you're like me and you only have about 15 minutes today, we're gonna do a 15-minute yoga flow. This flow is just going to consist of some gentle movement. It doesn't matter if you do it in the morning or at night. It's not specific to before bed or in the morning. I'm gonna get there, I promise. Last little tidbit before we get moving. This is one of my first yoga videos on this channel. About 2 years ago, I had started practicing on here just to get comfortable with teaching, and then my old camera broke and I never started doing yoga videos on here again, and I just jumped straight into teaching. And so now I'm really comfortable in front of people, which is awesome. But I want to offer this to you guys online since everybody can't make it to my class and everybody doesn't live where I live. So I'm really glad that you're here. As always, we're going to just start by slowing down. So find a comfortable seat here. You might remove any of your lovely skin from underneath you to find your sits bones, sitting a little bit taller, just finding that groove here on your mat, or you might be sitting on a meditation pillow like me. You might even sit on a block if you feel like that is great for your pelvis. Please feel free. By the way, you don't need blocks. You don't need to have props for this video, but if you have them and you like to incorporate them, I'll give you some options as well. So once you're ready, we'll just start to slow down the breath. And if you haven't yet today, we'll start to slow down the thoughts as well. Taking a deep breath in through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Sigh it out. Just like you can hear my breathing, you want to hear your breath slightly here. Something I really like to focus on is the breathing, because oftentimes we don't take the time to slow down and just to be with our breath and to breathe intentionally. We're going to start to come into our ujjayi breath. This is also called ocean breath, depending on the text that you're looking at. So as you inhale, your mouth is closed. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. You're slightly constricting the breath at the back of your throat, so it sounds like an ocean. It's coming back out of the nose. As you inhale, just notice how your belly expands. The breath moves up into the chest. Sip in a little bit more air and let it go. Very nice. You can return to your normal breathing. A lot of the times we are constricting our breath. We're anxious throughout the day. We don't even notice that we're just breathing through the top part of our lungs and not using our full belly. And we take for granted a lot of the times being able to just breathe. Since we breathe on our own, some people are not blessed enough to be able to breathe on their own. Some people have to rely on things like oxygen tanks. And so if you have the ability to just slow down, even if it's for 1 minute today, just take a deep breath in and let it go. Very nice. We'll start to invite in our gentle movement here. You can place your hands on your knees in front of you and just start to inhale, puffing out the chest. You might lift your gaze up towards the ceiling. And on your exhale, start to round in the spine. We're finding our seated cat-cows here. Move at your own pace here. You don't have to follow at the same rate that I'm going because your breath is going to be different than mine. And then you might start to invite in some small circles within the chest. Inhaling as you come around front, exhaling as you push it back, and your circles might get bigger as you come around. Nice. And then we're going to reverse that direction. Exhale as you bring it back. Starting to slowly wake up the hips, wake up the back. Depending on the time of day, you might just be waking up wanting to loosen up the muscles, making the circle smaller as you come back in this opposite direction. And if you're getting ready to go to sleep, you might just be winding down your day with this practice. Inhale, arms overhead. On your exhale, drop your right palm down to the ground next to you, coming into a side bend stretch, lifting your gaze over that left tricep towards the ceiling. Inhale, center. And exhale over to the left. Once again, lifting that gaze if that feels good on your neck today. Inhale, center. Exhale one more time to the right. Inhale, center. And coming over to the left. Nice. Inhale, center. And we'll bring our arms back overhead. Exhale, plant the hands out in front of you. We're going to swing the legs around to find our tabletop position. While you're here, you want to check out your posture for a moment. So ideally, your shoulders are going to be stacked over the wrist, hips over the knees. And then I invite you to find any movement that feels good here. You might come into your traditional cat-cows here. Inhale as you lift your gaze, letting the navel drop towards the mat. Exhale as you round the spine, pushing through the palms, looking between the legs. But if you'd like to find some other movements here, you have the option to just stay in your tabletop. Maybe you look over your shoulders, towards your ankles, getting in a little bit of a lateral stretch in the back. Maybe you start to find circles within the neck and the hips. Always remembering that you can express yourself however you need to. No one is here to judge you. Do what feels best for your body tonight. Or today, if it's the morning time. And then finding your neutral tabletop position. On your next exhale, we're going to push the hips down towards the heels for your child's pose. If there's ever a point where you need a physical or mental break, please feel free to come to child's pose. You don't have to wait for me to say it or any other teacher in any class you're in. Your head might come to relax down to the mat. While you're in your child's pose, just noticing how the breath is feeling. If your knees are closer together, you might feel more constriction in your belly, making it easier to feel the breath in the back. So you might feel your sides expanding more so than if your legs and knees are further out to the sides and your belly kind of has some room to go. That's where I like to have my child's pose a lot of the times. You might be able to feel your belly expand downwards, and then you'll slowly come back up into your tabletop position. Very nice. Tuck your toes. We're going to send our hips high for downward dog. Nice. If you ever feel like you're here, heels are not touching the ground, please know that that is not the point here. But ideally, you want your back to be straight. So spreading your fingertips apart, we're looking back towards the feet and pushing our head past our armpits. That's going to allow you to get your back straight, and then squeezing the kneecaps, pointing them up towards the hips. We're activating those quads, pulling those hip points up towards the ceiling. You might start to pedal your dog left and right, adding in some movement, asking yourself how you feel in this position. How's the sensation on your calves, your ankles, your shoulders? Inhale your right leg high to the sky, three-legged dog. Inhale, we're going to bring that knee to nose, plank position. Exhale, back for three-legged dog. This next time, swoop that foot through, meet between the hands. We're going to let that left knee drop And inhale, rise up for a low lunge. You're pushing your hips forward in front of you. Your right knee is currently in alignment with that right ankle. If you feel like the ground is a little harsh for your knees, you can always place a blanket underneath your knee, giving you a little bit more cushion underneath. You can also purchase a knee pad online if you need a link. I'll place one down below. Exhale as you come to straighten that front leg for your half pyramid or your half splits. Pull those toes towards your face. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half splits. One more time. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half splits. Bend the knee, plant the hands to frame the foot, and step back for your three-legged dog. Nice. Exhale into down dog, pedal it out. And inhale your left leg high to the sky. Three-legged dog. You want your hips pointing down towards the mat. They're parallel with the mat. Might make the left leg come down a little bit. That's okay. Inhale, crunch it in. Exhale, back for a three-legged dog. And exhale, swoop the foot through to meet between the hands, dropping that right knee down to the mat. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, straighten that leg, pull the toes back. Inhale, low lunge, last one. Exhale, push it back. Nice. Plant the hands, frame the foot, step back for three-legged dog. And down dog. Drop the knees. Sit your hips back, child's. Tuck your toes, send your hips high, down dog once again. Right leg high to the sky. Exhale, swoop that foot to the outside of your right hands. We're going to come into our first lizard. So you can keep the back knee lifted if you would like, but since we're holding this for about 30 seconds, you might choose to let that left knee come down. Your hands can rest on the inside of that foot. And if you choose, you might decide to walk your hands down to your forearms. Keeping that knee and ankle in alignment. Holding here for 30 seconds. So if you have those blocks, feel free to utilize them, but you don't have to. They're not necessary. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee, we'll send the right foot back for three-legged dog. Exhale, release it. Pedal it out. Nice. Left leg high to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, swoop that foot to the outside of that left hand. Once again, finding the variation that works for you and your lizard tonight. You might stay right here. You might add those blocks underneath your hands or your foot. And you might drop that back knee. You have 30 seconds here. Just showing some love to our hips today. If you're anything like me, you might have a long commute. You might have a desk job or sitting a lot. Got to show some love to the body. To the joints we don't always pay attention to and then question why we're hurting. Inhale if you're on your forearms, propping back up to your palms. Tuck the back toes, send the left foot back for three-legged dog. And exhale, down dog. Gently drop the knees, place yourself back into child's pose. Remove those blocks if you would like. Inhale back for tabletop. We're just going to swing around onto our butts. Just to get a little bit of core activation today, we're going to place our arms out in front, palms facing up. And then we're slowly going to roll all the way down to our mat. Take your time getting down. There's no rush. as slowly as you can get down. And once you get there, hug your knees into your chest. Placing your feet down on the mat, we can let our arms rest out to the side. We're just going to gently windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Once again, you're not rushing to get there. Exhale as you lower your knees down. And then while you're here, we're going to find our center, walk the heels back just slightly, a little bit more towards our glutes. Pressing your feet into the mat, squeeze your glutes first before you move anything. Squeeze them and then lift your hips up towards the ceiling. And on your exhale, slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. Squeeze the glutes. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, slowly let go. You can stick with this, or you might clasp your hands underneath the next time that you lift your glutes. Maybe find a bind in your bridge. You might even lift your heels off the mat, coming onto your tippy toes. If you took that option, slowly slide your shoulders from underneath you. Let go of that bind and slowly roll down. Heels will come last. Hug your knees into your chest again. You might take a moment to rock from side to side. And when you're ready, we're going to find our final pose, Shavasana. Maybe you extend your legs out in front of you. You might place one hand on your belly, one on your chest, just to notice the breathing in your body for the last couple minutes of this flow. Taking a moment once again just to find that breath that we found at the beginning of class, inhaling through the nose, constricting the breath just a bit at the back of the mouth with the tongue. And same for your exhale. This is your final moment of rest. Please remember that you did not earn this moment of your flow. It was always yours. Rest was always yours. It belongs to you. You deserve to take it. We have a few more moments here in our Shavasana. If your thoughts start to wander during this time, simply notice your thoughts, show them grace, and come back to the present moment. We'll slowly start to bring awareness back into our bodies. You might start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, squeeze the kneecaps, activate the quads. Notice your breathing. Maybe flutter your eyes open. And in your timing, you'll come up to a seated position just like you found at the beginning of class, your easy seat. Legs crossed if that feels good for you. However you would like to find your final posture. Inhale your arms overhead. On your exhale, flip your palms away from each other. We're going to just push away all of the negative self-talk that's coming in today. Anything that's holding you back, holding you down. On the inhale, pulling in the love from around the world. in your life, all the community that you need, bringing your hands down to heart center prayer. This is your Anjali Mudra. This is probably the mudra that you're most familiar with. It's a grounding mudra, it's for focus, for gratitude. Thank you so much for taking a moment out of your day to just find peace from within yourself, to really focus on your mind, body, and breath. The light inside of me honors the light inside of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was just the first of many. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. This is one of the first poses officially where I wasn't just practicing on how to teach a flow. I am practicing on how to film in my tiny space and how to film for YouTube, because I'm really used to, if you watch my actual vlogs, I'm used to like chopping up my videos, and I found that I'm gonna have to edit a lot out. So next time I would love to just continue to practice with being consistent, and if I mess up, I mess up. It is what it is. But hopefully you stick around for more. There will be more. This takes time, as a lot of you might know, or if you're new here, if you don't know, my schedule is pretty hectic. And so I came home from work tonight. I didn't make it to the gym, and I said I need to film something for YouTube. And so I did. So if you need that encouragement today, just take a moment out of your day to do what you said you were going to do. Keep it up. I love you guys. Have a great day.